Since Cataclysm Classic launched, Blizzard have leaned in quite heavily to quality of life changes, and it seems to be going down pretty well with the vast majority of people. There are some quality of life changes that you might not even be aware of that are implemented, such as being able to get your Toll Barrad rep done very, very quickly because all the dailies are available every single day. What I spoke about in a video a couple of days ago about Barrad in Hold being confirmed to being able to do 10 and 25 man each reset as well is just another really good quality of life change. I want to say quality of life, that's less quality of life and more you can catch up quite quickly to get gear to get straight into raids. Now, one of the big pain points for any new character or even us leveling alts is always getting the base tier gear. So this is the tier gear that you're going to get from the vendor, which will be your gloves, chest, and legs. Now, the reason I say this is a pain point is purely because it costs a lot of Valor. You're going to need 2.2k for the chest, 2.2k for the legs, and 1650 for the gloves. Now, with them making Barrad in Hold both available in 10 and 25 man, with a little bit of luck, this has alleviated that a little bit, but they've actually done something that is amazing. And again, if you plan on playing multiple characters during Cataclysm, you're going to have a really good time with this change. They'd already increased the Valor cap from 1,000 to 1,600, which was really good. But now they're actually having Valor points work the same way as Conquest points. So with regional realm restarts this week, Valor points will behave like Conquest, and current weekly cap will be replaced with a rolling seasonal cap. If you've missed any Valor points in previous weeks since Cataclysm Classic launched, you'll now be able to catch up from those weeks. So every week, 1,600 Valor is going to be added onto that seasonal cap, which makes leveling alts in a couple of weeks' time absolutely amazing, because you can literally go and sit in heroics for a day and be able to get pretty much every item you could possibly want from the Valor vendor all in a single day. So it's going to be very quick and easy to get 3 pieces of tier, a ring, a trinket, a cloak, and well, basically everything that you could possibly want from the Valor vendor, because every single week it's going to go up by 1,600. At the moment, when the servers restart, okay, it's only going to be 4 or 5k, something like that. I could sit here and work out exactly how many weeks it's been and what the cap will be, but it's still going to be a reasonable amount. But that's why I say, like, in a couple of weeks' time, it's going to be bonkers to gear your alts. Because what they've also done is remove the cap from the amount of dungeons that you can actually do. And what I mean by that is random dungeons. So you're going to get that 240 Valor points from every single random heroic you do until you reach the cap. Now, outside of just being able to gear alts really quick, this does take a lot of pressure off, and I do believe that there's a bit of a reason for this. Whilst I know this is a Cataclysm specific video, I do want to mention the fact that Agrand put out on Twitter that they're ramping up for the Season of Discovery PTR. They're just finishing a few things off, but they reckon it's going to be out in the next few days. So that means Season of Discovery Phase 4 is likely only a couple of weeks away. Now, what they ideally want is people playing both Cataclysm and Season of Discovery. So having these catch-up mechanics in where Phase 4 launches on Season of Discovery, you want to go and no-life it for a week. You don't want to worry about having to do all of your 7 heroics every week on each of your alts. You can be like, well, I'll give it a week. That's cool. I'm going to focus on Season of Discovery. Then you're going to come back and you know you've not actually missed out on anything, which I think is actually really, really good, and I'll probably take advantage of that myself. There is one other thing which I've been really, really lucky. Someone in the guild a couple of days ago, shout out to Gracious, said that he picked up a volcanic deck for 13k. Now, I ran to the auction house and bought one instantly because the trinkets are like 55, 60k because we're so far away from an actual Darkmoon Faire. Actually, we're not very far away from a Darkmoon Faire because of another quality of life change that's coming. So if you've been picking up these volcanic decks themselves really cheap, ready to hand in, you're about to be able to cash in really, really soon. Because starting this weekend, Darkmoon Faire will become available every 2 weeks instead of once a month. Now, on the basis there's been a week without it, like I've said, this weekend it will launch. Now, when the maintenance is finished and the servers come back up, I expect that to be reflected on the calendar. When I had a look a minute ago, it's not on the calendar, but the servers are literally just about to go down. So when they come back up, expect Darkmoon Faire to become available this week and then every second week from then on out. I think so far these quality of life changes are all things that we just really can't complain about. There's still 1 or 2 minor quality of life changes I'd personally like to see still. One of those would be having the heirlooms go all the way up to 85, and I'm not just talking about the head and the cloak, I mean the shoulders and the chest, and even the weapons as well, even if they added a way to upgrade those with justice points, because quite honestly, justice points are fairly useless. And when I say fairly useless, I mean, once you've got those 2 or 3 items from the vendor, okay, you can use them on trade goods, or if you are missing some of the level 80 heirlooms already, but it'd be cool if they added sort of the tokens that you can upgrade your heirlooms to 85 early. They put them in now, especially as they want Cataclysm to be alt-friendly. So it's kind of just a minor pet peeve of mine, the fact that we still only have those heirlooms going up to level 80, even though I know that's how it was back in the day, don't get me wrong. But while we're doing these quality of life changes, why not put it in? Another quality of life change will be Blizzard fixing their instances so we don't have to run in and out, resetting raids constantly. Right, that's not a quality of life change, that's just a complaint, but I don't know if any of you have had it, where you're all literally got the same raid ID, you set it to heroic, and only half your raid can get in, and you spend about half the night resetting and running out and logging out, leaving group, resetting instances. It's like an absolute nightmare. I just wanted to complain about that at the end because it was really, really annoying me in last night's raid. But anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, I know it was short and sweet, just a quick update, but like I said, I'm on the ball now. Going to make sure I'm covering all these newsworthy topics, which I believe this one was. Darkmoon Faire every couple of weeks, and the Valor point change is absolutely huge, and that's going to have a big effect throughout the entirety of Cataclysm, because you're never going to be worried about starting late. So all of those videos that you see, is it too late to start cata? Technically, it will never be too late to start cata because you'll be able to get catch-up gear so fast. The one thing this does make me question is, what are they going to do with Heroic Plus? Because when you've got such a big catch-up like this with a Valor point change in place, what is actually going to be the reward from doing these new Titan Room dungeons or whatever they go with and what they call them? But I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.